Hey everyone out there! You are watching Short Tale of Time and Beyond. This is brought to you by The Accelerator. Have ever the thought of time traveling makes you excited? Then, stay there, you are going to learn some amazing paradoxes and their explanations right here. Until then, stick to this video. Let me first explain you about the topic you are going to deal with. The time paradox, also known as paleontology. Now, what does the time paradox exactly stand for? Well, it actually means an apparent contradiction, or the logical contradiction, with the idea of time and time travel. And the whole branch of the study is termed as temporal paradoxes. Now let me tell you, what are the topics we are going to cover in this video. First of all, causal loop. Then, the twin paradox. Following the grandfather paradox. With some explanatory examples. I hope you would like my explanations upon these. So, without any further delay, let's dive into the video. The causal loop. What does this stand for? Well, a causal loop is a paradox of time travel that occurs when a future event is the cause of a past event. Both events then exist in space-time, but their origin cannot be determined. Didn't get the definition? So let me give you an example. Just think of the situation where you don't go to the high school, but you have an engineer degree with you. So, if you did not do the other ways of getting the degree, then you might be thinking, how possibly it could be? You must complete your high school in order to get an engineer degree. Right? Now let me explain it with another example. The time machine problem. Suppose you went back in time with the help of a time machine. So, if you see it logically, then you might ask a question. That, how far back can you move back in time? Because, back then the time machine was not with me. So how could you move to that point of time, where the technology itself was unknown? Did you get the explanation? If not, you can always comment below your queries. We will feel great to answer you. Now coming to our second topic. The twin paradox, also famous by the name of the clock problem. As always, what does it stand for? So, it is a thought experiment of physics, in special relativity involving identical twins. One of whom makes a journey into space in a high-speed rocket and returns home to find that the twin who remained on Earth has aged more. Didn't get the definition? Well, don't feel bad, it is the vast topic on the application of time dilation in the principle of relativity, which was proposed by the genius scientist Albert Einstein. So, how does this can be explained? Let me give it a try. Suppose there are twin brothers, and they are ready to be the part of our experiment. Now one of them was been told to stay on the Earth, while the other has to take a tour in a spaceship, light years away. Now when he comes back to Earth, he sees his twin brother at the Earth to be as older as his grandfather's age. Now the question is, how can it be possible for someone to travel in future? The answer is, well, everything in this universe are relative to each other. According to the theory of relativity, one who tends to move faster in space, the time itself becomes slower for him. So it explains that it was not actually that other brother moving faster in space, but the time and space around him to do the work for him. Do you feel hard to understand? Well, remember that this paradox is based on a theory, which was proposed by the greatest scientist of all time. You know? Now let's move to our next topic. The grandfather paradox. Are you finding any relationship between the topics with each other by this time? Well, to know answer, you have to stay tuned into the video until last. Now, let's come back to defining the grandfather paradox. So, it's also a paradox of time travel, in which inconsistencies emerge through changing the past. Let me explain you in detail. Imagine a person travels to the past and kills his or her grandfather before the conception of his or her father or mother, which prevents the time traveler's existence. So you may have guessed it that this is also another concept of relativity. Yes, obviously, despite its title, the grandfather paradox does not regard the contradiction of killing one's own grandfather to prevent one's birth. Rather, the paradox regards any action that alters the past. Now, can you exactly point out the basic difference between each of these topics? Well, there is not much. In fact, they are all interrelated to each other, which means the cause of one affects the other. So, this was all for this video. If you are interested in such videos, then stay tuned with our channel. Until then, this was The Accelerator, and you were watching Tale of Time and Beyond.